All right, folks, today we're diving into a topic that's not just alarming, but it is downright chilling. I want to talk about the rise of the masked police state in America, specifically the alarming trend of federal immigration officers hiding their identities while allegedly enforcing the law. In 2025, it's becoming increasingly difficult to distinguish who's enforcing the law and whether they're even authorized to do so. I spent 15 years in law enforcement as a reserve officer, and I can tell you, this is not just a dystopian nightmare. It's a dangerous reality that we're facing. It looks like something out of Putin's Kremlin all day long. It's sickening, it's frightening, and it's happening here in the United States. And heading into the November election last year, we warned everyone that this is going to happen. But this is 10 times worse than we all thought it would be. Let's take a look at a video here.
Unified superintendent says fake ICE agents appear to be targeting the school district's community.
Giano Christopher Thompson is now behind bars. Video captures him in handcuffs, surrounded by officers after Houston police say he was posing as an ICE agent during a robbery.
This is insanity. I want to take another look at one. This one is a bit longer from today, but it's important to watch. Now, these are heartbreaking videos to watch, and you're seeing them every single day. But it is our duty and our job as Americans to make sure we use our voices and our platforms and everything that we have to get the word out and stand up and protect our fellow Americans, right? So take a look at this video.
Why you're taking him?
Stay back for a few feet. You can record. Stay back a couple feet.
No, I want to know. I'm his pastor.
He has some warrants, sir. All right.
For what?
He's being arrested for immigration.
He's asylum seeker.
It doesn't matter, sir. We're just following orders. He's got a warrant.
He came with CP1. Why you're doing this?
It's no longer valid anymore. That's why. Hey,
Why? What? Can I have his stuff?
Yeah, phone. Yeah. No, he can't have it. Yeah, only my phone.
Where you're taking? Can I follow you?
No, only. Where's the phone? What are you taking?
What?
Hold on, give me just a second. Just roll.
Why you're taking him?
Nah,
Boro tu. Why are you doing this? 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 Why are you doing this?
You want to be arrested as well? You'll be under arrested.
Yeah, I'm a U.S. citizen. Arrest me.
Masked federal immigration officers are now a common sight in cities across the country. We're seeing agents in balaclavas, neck gaiters, and even COVID-style N95s arresting protesters, storming homes, dragging immigrants out of their cars, all while hiding their identities. The Guardian just did a great interview on this with Mike German, a former FBI undercover agent. I'm going to link to that in the show notes. The former undercover agent put it bluntly, quote, "This is absolutely shocking and frightening. When it's hard to tell who a masked individual is working for, how can we accept that this is a legitimate use of authority?" It's a great question. Let's take a look at another video.
You don't have to. I'm not obstructing. I'm standing right here in the hallway. I asked to see the judicial warrant. By asking for a judicial warrant? You don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens asking for a judicial warrant.
We go too. Sorry. No way. I'm safe. Where are you taking him? Hello?
Hi, I'm the Comptroller's press secretary. Where are you taking the Comptroller of the City of New York?
Just recently, New York City's Comptroller, Brad Lander, was arrested by ICE and FBI agents, many of whom were masked. Others were taken away by agents in unmarked uniforms. No names, no badges, and no accountability. This is a recipe for chaos, literally. Now, the Department of Homeland Security claims that masks are necessary for officer safety. But here's the kicker. They've provided zero evidence of increased threats to justify this. Meanwhile, civil rights advocates are sounding the alarm, warning that this surge in concealment is a red flag for authoritarianism. And I can tell you, as a former law enforcement officer myself, wearing masks would have made me personally feel less safe for two reasons. One, Most real police work, not these ICE thugs who are technically law enforcement, but who act more like paramilitary troopers. Most real police work involves talking to people, building trust, things that are simply harder to do with a mask on. And second, if I'm in the field on duty, I want to be able to see my fellow officers' faces. Nonverbal communication between cops is an essential part of the job, and concealing half your face makes it much more difficult, period. So this is not about safety. It's just not. So what is it about? This former FBI agent sums it up better than I can and I ever could. Quote, masking has always been associated with police states. Think about that for a second. Besides COVID, I can't think of a time in US history when law enforcement wore masks. I guess there's Spider-Man, but I don't think Spidey counts as law enforcement. And the Daily Bugle always called him the, quote, masked menace. Jokes aside, we've seen a significant transformation in law enforcement over the last 20 plus years. Since 9/11, really. Remember, the Department of Homeland Security and ICE were created in the wake of September 11th, which is also when the Patriot Act passed, granting domestic law enforcement agencies like the FBI were given far greater power to surveil U.S. citizens, but especially foreign nationals. Now, the Trump administration has taken this even further, importing masked agents from agencies like the FBI and ATF to carry out ICE raids. They have to do this, by the way, because by and large, local police departments do not want to assist with these raids. When officers don't identify themselves, it creates a dangerous environment. Impersonators can exploit this confusion. Now, just recently, 2 Democratic lawmakers were shot in Minnesota by a suspect posing as law enforcement. There was a video circulating on social media last week of some masked thugs impersonating ICE agents and trying to shake down a Hispanic small business owner.
No tiene que contestar nada. No tiene que contestar nada. No, no tiene que contestarle nada.
What are you guys doing? Hey.
Batch.
Hey.
Okay, you need to identify yourselves. You need to identify yourselves. No, you need to identify yourselves. This is kidnap. This is kidnap. You need to fucking identify yourselves. You identify yourselves. What's your badge number?
I identify myself to him. I'm talking to him. I'm not talking to you.
No, we didn't see any of that shit. We didn't see any of that. No tiene que contestar ninguna pregunta. ¿Se identificó con usted? Ok. Ni madres, no conteste nada. No conteste nada. Ni firme nada. Why don't you question me? You guys are not even ICE. You need to identify yourselves. You're just nothing but fucking bounty.
This is an immigration inspection.
Can I see your badge, please?
My badge is right here.
No, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
No, I need to see it. No, this is kidnap. This is kidnap.
No.
This is kidnap.
This is an immigration inspection.
This is a
You can
kidnap.
record all you want. Just please stay out of the way so you're safe. Okay?
I am staying out of the way, but it is also my right to record.
Yeah, absolutely. Record all you want.
Fucking racial profiling is against the law, you motherfuckers. Get the fuck out of here, assholes.
Now, here's the real kicker. When people can't tell if someone is a cop, they're more likely to resist. That resistance then becomes an excuse for police to employ even greater force. Okay? And speaking from experience, right? This is about de-escalation. You don't want to escalate things. Our job is to help people as law enforcement officers. And this isn't just about masks. It's about accountability and trust. California is considering a ban on masked law enforcement during public duties, and Democrats in Congress are pushing ICE to require identification. But let's be clear, this is about Trump's desire to weaponize the presidency. exert authoritarian powers, and govern through fear. That's why you have secret police. And the thing about secret police is that they destroy public trust. If you care about democracy and the rule of law, it's time to call this what it is, a mask for state-sanctioned fear. Thanks for tuning in today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. Hit me up in the comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking, what you're doing, and what you want to hear more about. But today is a sad day for America.